What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for I sound like I'm in a cave, I'm sure. I'm actually out of my family room where my PS4 is. And I just had the moment where I turned off Madden. I actually put up on Twitter, I've got some video clips. I can't share them with you guys because, that's what EA wants. They want to shut down my channel. They want to hit me with a lawsuit, all this stuff. And obviously in the beta agreement, which you read, states you can't share this footage, only impressions. But I did urge them on Twitter, someone there, give me a safe place to send this gameplay because, these are things that if they're not addressed, they're going to ruin the game. This was the culmination of about an hour and a half with the game where I just got into a position where I had enough and I had to turn the game off. I had that mad moment where I said, you know what, this isn't worth my time. I'm going to walk away. And then I said, you know what, let me come back. Let me look at these replays that I saved because I did save a few and let me walk through them with you and try to better discuss what took place. So the first bad play that I had was actually a positive play for me. I drop back, I throw the ball out to the flat, and what I realized is I couldn't discern where the pressure was coming from. And I couldn't pick up where the pressure was coming from was because the linemen were piggyback blocking. So I'm literally looking at an image right now where there are 3 Kansas City Chiefs all back to back to back stacked on top of each other. In front of them are 3 Ravens, none of which can navigate around this cluster of players, but rather run into each other trying to simply get back to where the quarterback is. So this was a huge problem in Madden 20, and I hate seeing it continue to Madden 21. Now, the pass to the flat was actually done relatively well. I throw the ball back, but I have a corner that's out in front. Now, the interesting thing about this is I've noticed this a lot in the game. When you throw out to the flat, the linebacker or corner, whoever is there, kind of checks himself a little bit. And in checking himself to strafe, gives you room to arc the pass. So instead of being able to just come straight over and tackle me, as I catch the ball, he's in this weird position where he's strafing, looking at me, but his shoulders are up the field when they should be square to me. I'm the one catching the ball. So this actually allows me to go out and run past him instead of him coming down to hit me. And I mentioned this last night in the review. That's a big problem. So I break his tackle simply based on his poor positioning. I go up the field, and I've got the safety coming down. And he goes to hit stick me, or whatever, the biggest hit there is. I'm dead to rights with this safety. I do a spin move. He falls for it. I then turn out of the spin. I'm on one foot because I've just spun, and I have a cornerback coming to hit me full force. Both of his feet are on the ground, and what happens? The game shifts him back, it pushes me forward, and all of a sudden, we're breaking this tackle. I literally ruin Earl Thomas in open field, and then literally just demolish the corner, Marcus Peters, on the second wave. Parnell McPhee, the defensive lineman, has caught up to this play because of my spin. I then break his tackle and fall into Humphrey, where eventually Williams goes down. That is awful gameplay. There's no 2 ways around this. These are things that have to be refined from the game. Going forward, I get on defense. I have a position where a wide receiver goes up, and I mean, this is just the quintessential Madden play. He pulls it literally is a beautiful one-handed catch out of the air, draped off by a corner. But the problem is, I'm using the safety and I'm coming across. And I literally come across and I cannot tackle him. I cannot even hit him. In fact, I notice that my player is pulled across and I'm literally 3 yards off the sideline. Then I go into a tackle animation. While this is happening, the receiver literally falls to the ground and takes off up the field before he gets tripped up. But the visual that I have right now is my player with his arms out in front of him. I did a video with Patrick Peterson where it looked like he was dancing while this was happening. And then 3 yards away from me is the completion of the receiver's feet hitting the ground and running upfield. This is the very definition of what makes people turn off the game. The following play is a screenplay. It is a screenplay against me. So as I go down and try to defend the screen, I have my player just collapse into the line, which is okay. I literally take out number 77, I'm sorry. So I have a corner, the Honey Badger of all people, come down and clear out. I don't know who number 77 is for the Ravens, but I am directly in front of the running back's path when this happens. The running back literally shifts over me. Doesn't even trip himself up. He literally just shifts through my helmet like I was never there and goes and picks up 3 more yards. After this, they do it again. They run another screen. They're on the 40-yard line. This time, I break it up differently. However, number 77 can't block. So he gets trapped in the path of the running back. I'm literally watching them run into each other. This is an offensive lineman running in to Ingram. Ingram pushes the offensive lineman back. How is this even possible? The lineman then goes upfield as if he's never just had contact with the running back and blocks a player to seal off about a 35-yard touchdown run. This is all within the first half. Now, one of the things that I didn't experience a lot in the game was players reaching out for touchdowns, reaching out for first downs. So I finally got into that position. What I noticed was, as I brought my linebacker down, he kind of slid. And I recognized the slide from when the game used to mess with corners on man coverage, and it would slide them back out away from the receiver. It literally seemed that exact same way. So I have the quarterback scrambling directly toward me. I am then breaking down without any user control my steps. So I'm seriously trying to have my defender tackle the player, but the game is pulling me back into this breakdown. So I've got my feet out in front of me and I'm checking my steps down toward the quarterback. And this would be fine if I was going into some conservative tackle. But as soon as the quarterback gets near me, my player flips his course. His chest goes over his feet and he gets in a position where he can easily be driven back and is. Why did the game waste all my momentum without me doing anything, slowing my steps and changing my posture if when I went to finally hit the quarterback, the tackle animation was the only thing that was going to matter? These are critical game issues. Now, what was the end all? What was the play where I finally said, you know what? I can't play this anymore. This is a waste of my time. In a way, I feel bad because I know there's a lot of people in the community that want to play the beta. But once this play happened, I knew I didn't want to waste my time on this game anymore. I am throwing a slant. And I realize as I'm throwing it, I have 2 receivers that are open. There's a corner in between them. The corner in between them is playing the receiver that is underneath. When I release the ball, instead of going off his coverage and doubling the deeper player, he elects to completely stop in the field, watch the ball sail over his head, literally by feet, and it is completed. And then the ball, of course, is ran upfield for an extra 15 yards before the safety forces me out of bounds. Why does that player in Madden never have the awareness that there's more than one receiver on the field? Why does he stop? If he continued coverage, I would be okay, because at least at that point he would be running upfield where he could aid in a tackle. But instead, like they've done for years and years on end, they are programmed to stop and turn around. No idea or concept that the football can be caught by another player, literally watch it sail over their heads mindlessly, get caught just 5 yards away from where they were, and then the ball gets taken upfield. I don't want to win games like this. Okay, I don't want to sit there and say to myself, boy, what a great offensive play. Because there's no fun in that. There's no challenge in that. That's literally beating defense on slant coverage the same way I've beat them for the last 5 years. It's the same read. I'm not even reading who's open. I'm reading when the defensive back stops moving. That's when you know it's not worth your time anymore. That's when the game isn't fun. That's when all these X factors, all these emotions, celebrations, the stadium music, the introductions, all the things they've added, right? From a presentation standpoint, this game looks really good. It looks like a broadcast. But the problem is the players don't move, act, or respond like real players. They don't even respond like someone that has any intelligence. That takes so much fun away from the game. It makes the game not worth playing. And last night's review was done on probably maybe an hour and a half of gameplay. Today, I'm easily on hour 6. And I can tell you right now, if I never turn this beta back on again, I'm okay. This game doesn't have anything to offer me right now. And that's where, like I said, a little bit of guilt comes in. Like, I know there's a lot of people that want to be in this position to play this beta, and here I am, not even, I don't want to say appreciative or thankful, I don't even care. Because it's not that much different of an experience. I feel like I could go play Madden 20 and be fine with this. Appreciate you guys watching this, and you know I will be back in the week with more commentary.